Good morning, all you foxy people. I'm Retro Randy, keeper of all things Krofft. You might know that I'm also the caretaker of the Sid and Marty Krofft warehouse, filled with all the groovy props, costumes, puppets, and set pieces from their far-out shows. Suck it to me, Marty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Ah. Oh, hey, man, welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. Pull up your overalls, cuz we're harvesting our crop of groovy. It's time for a show so great it had to be called Super. It's the Krofft Super Show. And what makes it so super? Well, the show features Electro Woman and Dyna Girl, Dr. Shrinker, and that far-out Wonderbug. The villain in the very first episode of Electro Woman and Dyna Girl is an evil sorcerer performed by Michael Constantine, who also played the principal in Room 222 and most recently was Gus in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Here's the very first episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on September 11th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Medic? Hey, man, welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. I'm just grooving to my Donnie and Marie radio. Whoa. When you watch the Super Show this week, pay close attention to the theme song for Dr. Shrinker. It was performed by the Osmonds, man. Kaptain Kool and the Kongs did some recordings with the Osmonds right around the same time.
The Osmonds wrote all the music for the first season. And I got to go to their studio and work with them a lot. I was really surprised at how much fun they were. I don't know what I expected. It's probably very unfair for me to say that. It sounds judgmental. But the fact of the matter is, I had such a great time with them. They're such a wonderful group of guys. And Marie, she was around a bit. And that was a very pleasant experience.
Dr. Shrinker, Dr. Shrinker. The only thing shrinking around here, man, is my paycheck. This is the second episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on September 18th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. We are in the middle of a 3-hour ride on a bull named Groovy, and the Krofft Super Show is on deck. The hosts of the show are Kaptain Kool and the Kongs, featuring Michael Lembeck as Kaptain Kool, Debbie Klinger as Super Chick, Louise DuArt as Nashville, Mickey McMill as Turkey, and Bert Summer as Flatbush. You may notice that the band has a different look than they did in season 2. During the first season, they were just a little bit glam.
Between the time I did the first season on Kaptain Kool and my second season, I shaved my head to do a movie about Vietnam. So I came back the second year, and I had hair down to here because I was doing Mary Hartman at night. I was playing Clete Meisenheimer, the Fernwood's crack newscaster, and my hair was down to here. They said, "Oh, that's great. Let's go with that." So I had it for both the Saturday morning show and the evening show. And then they did this movie, The Boys and Company Scene, which I had to shave my head to play a Marine. So everybody panicked. So we went from our kind of spangles and sparkly look from the first season to a denim kind of gappy look, you know, that second season with these, you know, stupid hats and blue denim outfits and stuff like that. And it was the beginning of the end.
You know, man, I'm thinking about changing my look too. Maybe a pink shirt with yellow flowers. On this week's episode of Electro Woman and Dyna Girl, the terrific twosome face off against an evil glam star named Glitter Rock. Those are some groovy glasses, man. This is the third episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on September 25th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning, man. The groovy is at full tilt, and we're heading into the Krofft Super Show. Electra Woman was played by Deidre Hall, who may be best known for her role as Dr. Marlena Evans on the soap opera Days of Our Lives. Stay tuned for Electra Woman and her trusty sidekick, Dinah Girl, on the 4th episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on October 2nd, 1976. Roll it, Marty. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hey, man, all you far out people. Welcome back to the grooviest place to be on Saturday morning, Retro Saturday morning. It's time for the Krofft Super Show. Whoa, hang on, man. Whoa, I feel a big fat factoid coming on. Whoa, whoa. Norman Alden, the actor that played Professor Frank Heflin in Electra Woman and Dinah Girl, has appeared in more than 200 television shows and films. He was also the voice of The Flash, Aquaman, and Green Arrow on the popular cartoon Super Friends. This is the 5th episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on October 9th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. 3, 1. I can dig that. Oh, hey, man. Welcome back to Retro Saturday morning. Keep a lookout for some runaway groovy, man, cuz it's time for the Krofft Super Show. In 2001, the Kroffts created a pilot for a new Electra Woman show starring Markie Post in the title role. Unfortunately, the WB never picked up the series. In fact, the pilot never even aired. I think we need to start a letter writing campaign to the WB to get the series back in production. Are you with me? This is the 6th episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on October 16th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. That's psychedelic. Okay, Shirley, I'll sing one more time. Retro Saturday morning. Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome back to Retro Saturday morning. Whoa, hang on, Shirley. I feel a factoid coming on. A major one. Whoa, whoa. The narrator on Electra Woman and Dinah Girl was Marvin Miller, who also performed the voice of Robbie the Robot in the 1956 film Forbidden Planet. That was one cool film, man. This is the 7th episode of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on October 23rd, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Oh, I love this game, man. Yeah, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, hey, man, welcome back, all you groovy people. Woo, woo. The groovy keeps on rolling down the track, man. In 1976, Oakland won the Super Bowl. Catch! The cost of a 4-year college was $1,913. Let's see, I went to the Krofft Institute for 8 years. What did that cost? Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John and Kiki D was the #1 song, yeah! And Happy Days was the #1 television show. But on Saturday mornings, the place to be was in front of the TV watching the Krofft Super Show. You're about to watch the 8th episode. It first aired on October 30th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Evil, I love the fro, bro, man. We gotta get the bugs out for your next jump. Oh, yeah. Whoa, oh, hey, man, I didn't know you were there. Welcome back to Retro Saturday morning. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a big heaping helping of mashed potatoes and groovy, man. And I'm about to pass a big bowl of the Krofft Super Show. Since David Levy, who played Barry in Wonderbug, is now a psychologist, we thought it might be interesting to see how he might analyze the characters and the show.
Barry, highly intelligent, high self-esteem, a real go-getter, narcissistic, Susan, somewhat histrionic, Cece, just an odd guy. No clinical diagnosis. I look at the show as a psychologist and I see it for what it is. It's a kid's version of younger people taking on an older, difficult, challenging world, where at least in this show, the good guys always win. And if you say what you believe and you stand for what's right, as corny as it sounds, it's a good outcome.
The last time I saw Dr. Levy, he told me I was a far-out space nut. This is episode number 9 of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on November 6, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Dynamite and psychedelic, man. Oh, hey, welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. Beep, beep. The groovy bus has arrived and it's time to get on board. What? Shh. And you don't even need correct change, man. After the Super Show ended, Louise DuArt, who played Nashville with Kaptain Kool in the Kongs, gave serious thought to getting out of show business.
I got out of the business, and then I had my second child, and then Marty called me back and said, listen, he says, we're doing this show called Pink Lady and Jeff. He said, we want you to be the comedian in the show. And I said, well, Marty, you know, I'm due to have a baby. And I said, but I think, you know, I'll be fine by that time. Well, the baby was like 2.5 weeks late, and they had to hire someone else. So here I was, just devastated again. But that night I watched the show. It was Pink Lady and Jeff. If you recall, it was 2 lovely Japanese girls and Jeff Altman. And I came home and I had my baby in my arms, and I watched the show thinking this is just going to be like stabbing me in the heart. And when I watched the show, I got on my knees and I said, thank you, God. Baby pregnant, thank you for this baby. Thank you that I didn't do this show, God.
Sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for, man. This is episode number 10. It first aired on November 13th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. That hatchback is psychedelic, man. Oh, hey, welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. We're heading into the final groovy hour with the Krofft Super Show. Tom Hanks auditioned for a spot on the Krofft Super Show, but didn't get the part. But Michael Lembeck, who did get the role of Kaptain Kool, was no stranger to the agony of the audition process.
The final screen test for Happy Days was between Henry Winkler and me. The final screen test for Three's Company was between John Ritter and me. And then I think about how that could have changed history, you know. It's crazy. Crazy.
You know, I auditioned for the role of Super Chick, and it came down to me and Debbie Klinger. I can kind of see why they gave her the part, I guess. There's no hard feelings or anything. This is the Krofft Super Show, episode number 11. It first aired on November 20th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Man, there's nothing like easy baked brownies. Hey man, welcome back all you retro maniacs. It's time for the Krofft Super Show. David Levy, the former star of Wonderbug, views his professorship at Pepperdine University as a bit of an extension of his acting career.
I love to teach. Teaching is part performance. So I like the idea of kindling minds, of getting people to think, and it gives me a chance to perform with some point other than entertainment. Entertainment is the vehicle by which to teach material. So I'm able to do some of my to fall back on some of my entertaining skills or desires or likes. There have been no Barry moments. I try not to steal girls' ideas from the class. I try not to show up in disguise. I try not to do Marlon Brando impressions. So I try to divorce my Wonderbug days from my psychological teaching.
This is episode number 12 of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on November 27th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Brownie time. Hot, 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 hot. That's so groovy. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Oh, hey, man. Welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. The scent of groovy is lingering like a Limburger sandwich, and the Krofft Super Show is coming your way. After her role as Nashville on the Krofft Super Show, Louise DuArt took some time off. When she came back, her new role was doing every female voice on the Krofft's political puppet show, DC Follies.
I have to tell you, that show was brilliantly written. The puppets were amazing, and it was the best gig I ever had because I would literally roll out of bed and I'd throw a baseball cap in my sweatpants and go down to the studio. There'd be three guys and myself, and one of them, Maurice LaMarche, is smoking cigars, and John Warwick is drinking his coffee, and we're just, doing the voices and eating donuts. And then I realized after a season I had gained 20 pounds.
Wow, man, that made me hungry. This is episode number 13 of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on December 4th, 1976. I'm going for some donuts. Roll it, Marty. Welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. The groovy is so thick you could cut it with a knife. The Krofft Super Show is coming up next. It seems like everything you do prepares you for your career. For instance, before I got my job as the caretaker of the Krofft warehouse, I did a lot of sleeping and watching TV. Michael Lembeck, who played Kaptain Kool on the Krofft Super Show, found that his previous experience came in handy for his career too.
I have on and off always been in music. On an amateur basis, starting in high school, like I described to you before. But ultimately, I have both played guitar and sung on a lot of albums. I cut my teeth in the musical theater in New York. I still play a lot of music and sing a lot. I did a lot of demos for a lot of famous people, sang for them. And music has always been part of my life. And oddly enough, with all the training I've had and all my music knowledge and information, I've played guitar since I'm 10. I've been, singing professionally for my supper forever. I just finished directing a musical, movie, big, 31 musical numbers in it. And all of a sudden, all that training and experience and background, right in the wheelhouse for me.
If you haven't seen Connie and Carla, it's out on DVD now. Come on, people, support Kaptain Kool. Yeah, right on. This is episode number 14 of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on December 11th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Groovy, man. Psychedelic, nothing like 8-track tapes. Welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning, all you groovy people. The Krofft Super Show is loaded into the video jukebox, and I'm about to drop in the quarter. Louise DuArt, who played Nashville on the Krofft Super Show, has gone on to have a pretty amazing career. Besides performing in the current tour of Together Again with Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, she's also appearing on a television set near you.
Well, I do a daily talk show every day on ABC Family Channel called Living the Life. It's on every morning at 9:30, and which is very unusual for me to be myself, but I slip every so often into a character. And I co-host with this beautiful lady. She's actually a former Miss America. She's just beautiful, and I'm like miscellaneous. So the two of us sit there, and we have this talk show, and I'm basically the loose cannon. And we just have a wonderful time, and it's been very rewarding for me to do something like that.
So make sure you tune in and catch Louise, just as long as it's not when we're on. This is episode number 15 of the Krofft Super Show. It first aired on December 18th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Welcome back to Retro Saturday Morning. The Krofft Super Show is barreling down on us like a greased elephant on a slip and slide. Whoa. While the Kroffts never had a huge budget for their productions, they gained a lot of respect for the way they work and the way they let others do their work.
Sid and Marty had this wonderful skill of putting the pieces together, both creatively and in terms of business and in the human arena, and then letting them go and do what they do well. And I so appreciate that. There's so very few executive producers, heads of studios and networks who allow you to do that anymore. There's so much hands-on stuff that's detrimental to the process.
You know, just the other day, Marty handed me a broom, pointed at a mess on the floor, and just got out of my way. And speaking of getting out of the way, this is the final episode of the first season of the Krofft Super Show. The next season, Kaptain Kool and the Kongs would have a new look. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl and Dr. Shrinker would be replaced by Magic Mongo and Bigfoot and Wild Boy. The only show to remain was Wonderbug. So get comfortable in your beanbag and raise a spoonful of Groovy Flakes in a toast to the Krofft Super Show. This is episode number 16, and it first aired on December 25th, 1976. Roll it, Marty. Psychedelic, 3 hours of Sid and Marty Krofft. Can you dig it? Hope all of your tomorrows are as groovy as your yesterdays. See you next week. Peace.